idea is data verification and data collection audit trail uh, platform for ESG matrices. ESG is a environmental matrices which companies file in order to show the total impact on their what they are making on the environment, what their company is making. So the our problem solves the most tedious part, that is the collection of data. It's very hard to collect and it's very hard to prove that where the data came from. So the audit trail is the most important problem that we are solving in it. Why does it matter? Because in the future, slowly and steadily, Europe and every other continent is implementing ESG matrices. ESG audit is becoming mandatory for the for the medium size and larger companies. It's already mandatory, and slowly and steadily, in 4 5 years, the small companies would also be needed to submit ESG audit for their company, so that the government could know how much CO2 and how much impact their company has on the environment. Who is the most affected and how does it impact their lives today? The most affected are the smaller companies which doesn't have the infrastructure to create ESG audit reports faster, and the medium sized enterprises which have to spend a lot of money on KPMG, EY in order to get this audit done. How does it impact? It impacts because since if suppose the revenue is less, then if the audit report is wrong, the company won't get the benefits they wanted. Like one of the companies which I have researched on is Hamle AG, which buy around 25 million euros worth of green products, but they were not able to their prove their purchase. So they only get benefit of the 0.5% only, that is 200,000 euros. And for that much only they got the what we say, like they got benefit. Otherwise the 99.5% they were not able to prove, so the green purchase went to waste. Why hasn't it been solved yet? It hasn't been solved yet because of the tedious work involved in it. People needs to manually put the data inside it, and it's a hard thing. It's also the data has to be collected from different machines, different scope 1 scope emissions, then calculated. Sometimes a lot of invoices needed to be collect in order to create this. Then what is our solution and venture? So my company, we haven't started on the company, but we are working on this prototype. Describe your project product and services. So our we are making a infrastructure as a service. So basically we are making a platform which can be used in order to, like, when a person could directly put their data in it, like the connectors could be there from uh, directly from the system. The data could come into our platform, and then it will be processed, the invoices will be processed, and invoices will be put into our system. Then the invoices the AI will extract all the information, and how whatever the emission it can generate out of that information. And then every data will also go to blockchain and hashes will be generated, so that we can keep the trail of the documents. And then the we will have some tools in the platform which AI will choose and apply the tools, and the emissions will be calculated, and as well as other matrices will be calculated. So that's our basic idea of the project. What makes your approach unique or different? Our approach is unique because of the audit trail method and the data collection that we are proposing. Because in the industry there are many tools which provide the calculation of matrices using data for ESG. ESG is environmental, sustainable and governance. So for this, there are a lot of calculation tools, but for the approach that we are trying, there is no other competition like this. What is your target audience, and how will you reach them? Our target audience is the medium enterprises and smaller enterprises, and we have already reached them. We are in talks with them. So how we will reach them is, we will ask them like, how their process is, like, how will we reach them? We will reach their audit department, or we will reach their CFO, financial person, and give them a pitch about the solution. And if they like it, we can give them a demo and further than that. What's your plan to grow or sustain this venture? My plan is to put this as a monthly subscription. For yearly, since the audits are done yearly, the system can generate matrices monthly with monthly invoices. So that's our and this will sustain it through the revenue, monthly revenue. Why early traction and research and interest you have received? Yes, we have reached around 4 companies. Two of the companies are 100 million euros in revenue, and we are currently showcasing them the prototype. Then we took their advice, and then we are still improving it, and back and forth we are improving it. One of the companies we talked, they gave us more info, and this is how, like, for 4 5 months we have been more researching on it. Then that's how we are working. Then for the interest, we also have our startup in our college, like startup support, which is gonna help us with some funding, and they are gonna help us with data. And we will also be doing ESG report for our own college with their data. Your story, why does this problem matter to you personally? How did you have this idea? So basically, when I came to Germany, I met my German friend, and we decided to do some project in the field of blockchain. But slowly and steadily we realized something, that his dad's company had to do ESG matrices. His dad has a tooling manufacturing company, so 50 to 100 employees. So that's how we reached this problem, that he needs to do ESG, and he's a small enterprises. So we saw a gap in this, like not many people are helping the smaller companies. uh, it's not mandatory for smaller companies to file ESG reports, but if they file it voluntarily, they get certain benefits like the lowered interest rates and better government subsidies. And in Germany it happens. So that's why we came to this problem. And why this idea matters to me is because this will lead me to success. I think this idea is worth pursuing. What you ask. So what I want from judges is feedback, someone from audit department who can understand our problem, and then also help us with more solution. Obviously we need funding in order to develop the final product. And we need one connections with the companies, so that we can, if possible, we can have their open source data, and based on their data we can make our final product. So mostly currently we are trying to work in machine and bow industry, that is mostly machine based industries like machine manufacturing, steel industry, and machine tooling industry. So that type of industry we will prefer to have data.